where the president was in Florida yesterday to see the damage from the hurricane, and extraordinary damage that will be a huge effort to rebuild. Had that hurricane had a different trajectory, it could have had a much more significant impact on energy supply. And we need to look at the inventory situation across the country and regionally, and make sure that we're positioned effectively. And we're gonna keep working with industry wherever we can to do that, but also have to consider measures if it's in the national interest.
Trying to follow up on that, so is an export ban or limiting exports on gasoline and refined petroleum products one of the things that is still being considered and on the table?
So what I was saying is we said I want to be clear on this, because we have said this before, and I will say this again. The president has directed that we have all options on the table, and that will continue to be the case. And so that's how we're approaching this question.
How seriously is that being considered? Any sort of update on that?
I don't have any update on that.
And do you follow up on that? How do you think allies in Europe or in Asia would take a ban on exports? Have there been, international consultations about it?
So, number one, we have and continue to be in extraordinarily close engagement with our partners and allies on the energy challenges that the world is facing, from the level of the president down to his senior team. We are in daily and weekly touch, particularly with our European allies, and that is part of how we have worked collaboratively, for example, to double the share of U.S. natural gas that is going to Europe from earlier this year, and we'll continue to do that. I think I would say, and just back to the prior question, the issue for the U.S. and our economic security is maintaining sufficient inventory levels so that we aren't in a situation where U.S. consumers are forced to bear the brunt of anticipated or unanticipated economic challenges. So that's why we focus on the retail price reflecting a reasonable historical wholesale price, is because otherwise American consumers are bearing the brunt, and why we focus on areas where we have historically low inventories, because that creates a potential risk where the U.S. consumer, we can't have a position where the U.S. consumer is put it in a place where they're bearing the brunt.